Leadership in Parliament has assured efforts are ongoing to get the Joe Garte Committee to finish its bribery allegation investigation soon. But the leadership is unable to give clear timelines on when its reports will be ready. According to Deputy Majority Chief Whip Matthew Nidam, the committee finished its work, but an MP approached it at the last minute, indicating he has further information that can help unravel the issue. He says this has occasioned the delay. Joseph Opoku Gakpo is our parliamentary correspondent. He joins me on the telephone line now with more. Hello, Gakpo.
Hello, Gissy.
First, what are the concerns that the CSOs are raising?
You would recall that when the committee was set up by the Speaker of Parliament on January 31, they were given 4 weeks to finish their work. That 4-week duration expired sometime on March 2nd. But since then, we've not had the situation of the committee coming back to the House to seek an extension of duration for them to work. Either have we gotten any hints that the time that had been given them had been extended. And so the various civil society group like the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs, which is headed by Dr. Rashid Rahman, and also the Ghana Integrity Initiative in the Forikofo, are questioning the status of the committee's work and are asking that as soon as possible the report is made available to members of Parliament generally and to members of the public as a whole.
I see. How is the leadership, by the way, reacting to this?
I've been speaking to Martin Yendam, who is the Member of Parliament for Bandai and also the Deputy Majority Chief Whip. He indicates that the Joe Garte Committee had actually completed its work. In fact, what we know is that over the last 10 days, the committee has met on 4 different occasions. And the indication is that on one of the occasions, they considered a memoranda that had come from the Honorable Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, which was actually the item that was on the table for that particular meeting, which was on March 8th. Subsequently, they met 3 times and completed and put together the draft reports of the committee. Now, Mr. Nyenda is telling us that at the very last minute, just when they were rounding up on the report, another member of Parliament approached the committee that he has fresh information that can help them really get to the bottom of the matter. And so they have decided to assess that particular fresh evidence that comes, to inculcate that into their report before the final report will be released.
Okay, what else has been happening in Parliament, Gapo?
Well, today it was expected that the budget estimate for the various ministries, departments, and agencies will be brought to the House for approval. Following the approval of the budget statement generally, it's expected that each ministry presents its budget estimate to the specific committee in Parliament that provides oversight responsibility over that committee and to over that particular ministry.
Right.
And then when the committee approves it, then the chairman of the committee appears before the House and requests that the General House gives approval for that particular ministry's budget. In the end, Parliament is supposed to pass what they call the Appropriations Act, which will allow government to spend the amount that it said it will spend in the 2017 budget. Well, last week, Friday, it was expected that those budget estimates would come to the floor. The ministries haven't delivered them to Parliament, so it didn't happen. That was again supposed to happen today, but looks like the estimates have still not come to the floor of the House. And so the House only sat for 5 minutes and had to adjourn this until tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much, Joseph Opoku Gakpo is our parliamentary correspondent there with that update from Parliament. We're still staying with Parliament because MPs are urging government to better resource the Ghana Immigration Service to help deal with possible terror threats that the country may encounter. They say through terrorism activities have been though terrorism activities have been low in the sub-region over the last few months, there is the need for increased vigilance. Some of the MPs have been participating in a conference on terrorism in Egypt and say there are key lessons that the country can learn.
Ghana was highly recommended to stand tall in terms of zero records of terrorism in Ghana. And I think this is an achievement. I must take this opportunity to commend our security forces and then urge them to still keep up to their task. This tells us that they are up to their task, but I still urge them and then still appeal to government and all benevolent organizations to give them all the necessary support so as to have the necessary equipment that they can track certain devices that this terrorist uses to cause this kind of acts. I think they only need to have constant exchange training with other countries that we think they also have good records in terms of terrorism. So as if they are able to have that exchange program, it will enhance their skills to be able to live up to modern high tech of preventing terrorists from entering into this country.
Mohammed Gunu is MP for Savelugu. In a related development, the Ghana Immigration Service has a new boss in the person of Kwame Techi. His story is that of grass to grace as he returned from a 3-year interdiction for allegedly issuing fake work permits to take up the position. Here is a news desk report.
Mr. Kwame Techi joined the Ghana Immigration Service in 1999 as Assistant Superintendent and rose to become the acting Deputy Director in charge of legal services, but he was interdicted and sent home in October 2013 for allegedly issuing illegal residence permits to some Chinese nationals who came into the country. But he challenged the interdiction in court, insisting he had no hand in how the fake permits were issued. On 1st February 2017, the Industrial and Labor Division of the High Court upheld his case and ordered his reinstatement into the Immigration Service. The judge, Justice Henry Kofi, ruled that Mr. Techi be reinstated without any loss of seniority, rights and entitlements. Days after that, President Akufo-Addo, in a letter dated 28 February 2017, wrote to Mr. Techi announcing that he had been appointed the Comptroller General pursuant to Section 14(1) of the Immigration Service Act 2016, making him the highest ranking officer in the Ghana Immigration Service. The appointment took effect on 1st March 2017. Mr. Techi has since resumed work as boss of the Immigration Service.